The Batasang Pambansa, which lies near the West Valley Fault, suffered deaths in the massive earthquake simulation. The disaster scenario at the Batasan also showed scores of injured people. More details on the house quake drill from Freddie Abando.
At exactly 10:30 this morning, the alarm was sounded off to signal the start of a simulated quake drill triggered by the rumbling of the West Valley Fault in Marikina. As planned, a mock session was ongoing in the plenary of the House, with officials and employees playing the role of lawmakers. After a few minutes, smoke was entering the session hall. So were debris falling from the ceiling. Power was lost as the lights went off. Despite this, there was no panic as people moved quickly for the exits, covering their heads to avoid any injury. It was the same exercise for officials and staff from the 4 other buildings at the Batasan complex. They were led to safety within the perimeter of the grounds inside the Batasan Pambansa. Response from emergency relief and rescue teams was quick to search for casualties. At least 7 persons were found, 1 for a heart attack, 1 for head injuries from falling objects, a few injured for rushing out but got into a heavy traffic of people scampering to safety. Medical teams were on the scene immediately to attend to those injured. A few were brought to the Heart Center and the East Avenue Medical Center. The fire brigade declared a fire out 20 minutes after the simulated quake drill. House Secretary General Marilyn Yap said the drill provided lessons for the House to improve their reaction time, determine what assets and supplies are needed to guarantee casualties are cut to the minimum. Yap said drills will be conducted regularly to boost readiness in the event of an emergency.
Kailangan mong i-facing yung first wave, second wave, hindi mo alam eh. At the end, kasi yung exercise na script na binigay sa amin was, you declare all clear and people can go back to their offices in about, an hour or 2 hours. But at the end of the day, a real scenario, you don't do all clear. You can. Rescue often takes not only a day but days. So you have ang ending mo nun is that's the importance of the post-evacuation scenario, which you don't have.
The 3 original buildings, to include the session hall, were built in 1977, 1 year before the of the interim Batasan Pambansa. After 38 years, Yap disclosed Speaker Feliciano Belmontes ordered the retrofitting of these structures to ensure any powerful earthquake will not level it down in ruins.
May structural audit na to, pinautos ito ni Speaker Belmonte. May structural audit na kami, may electrical audit na kami. In terms of the prevailing building code as of the time, 1970s up to the late 80s, okay ito. But it has to be retrofitted kasi may bago na tayong building code at saka bagong requirements yung in terms of earthquake. The new buildings have more or less nakasampa sila dun sa doon sa edge ng tinatawag na structural integrity in terms of the more recent building code. But this one is being given a retrofitting thing from electrical to structural as of now. The new buildings are more or less a little bit more safe.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando.